Good morning. There we go. All right. We're going to kick off this Thursday, the first day of October. Oh, my screen's still not doing what I need it to. All right. I know you guys have worked a lot on patience this past month. All right. I don't know what I'm doing, Mrs. Mann. I know she can hear me. All right. We're just going to keep going because I'm going to take the screen off here in a couple minutes anyway. All right. So announcements this week. Turn in your library books if you have them. I know that these are similar announcements to what you had yesterday, but if you have library books, turn them in. Even if they're from a different school, you can still turn them in. Parent-teacher conferences begin next week. So if your parents are unsure of when their conference is or if they haven't scheduled yet, just let your parents know that your teachers have sent out some sign-up opportunities or to contact your teacher so that way you guys can get conferences scheduled. All right, so it is time for Admit 1 with Mrs. Mann. I'm going to bring her in to LIftoff. There she is.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Ms. Tawzy.
Good morning, Mrs. Mann. You just let me know whenever you're ready for me to share your
All right, you can go ahead and share. We're going to talk a little bit today, a little bit more about grit. We talked a little bit about it yesterday. Remember, you saw that video. If you remember what grit is, it is the combination of resilience and persistence. There it is. So remember, persistence means that you are staying focused and you keep going. And resiliency means you're going to get right back up even if you get knocked down. All right. All right. You can change the slide, please.
Thanks.
So talk a little bit about an oyster and a pearl. So I don't know if you know this, but getting a pearl, it starts with an irritation. So that a piece of sand or shell gets right into that pearl and that oyster begins to kind of fight up against it a little bit and it starts covering it with calcium carbonate. I don't know a lot about science, but I know a little bit about this. And so it starts covering that irritant, which is that sand or shell or whatever got in. And it takes a long time, but that pearl process begins. To get a small pearl, I meant to bring one of my pearls. I got a pearl at Disney World one time. Like I got to pick my oyster and they opened it up and it was really tiny, but a small pearl takes 2 to 3 years to grow. And then those larger pearls that, maybe you've seen a bigger pearl that people have a string of pearls around their neck. Those can take up to 10 years to grow. So that's a long time to have that irritant inside of you bugging you, right? So that takes grit, right? Persistence and resiliency. That oyster doesn't give up and die. It keeps going. It fights against that irritant. And then we get a beautiful pearl. All right, next, please. So don't forget, this is what grit means. Give it your best effort. Redo it if necessary. Ignore giving up because giving up is not an option. You've got to keep going, that growth mindset. And then take your time, okay? So you may not get it. It may be hard. It may be slow, kind of like the turtle in the race, but you don't give up. You take your time and you get it done right. And then finally, our next slide, that's a big giant pearl. Remember that from irritating circumstances, something beautiful can be made. Okay, so think about all the things that you've already overcome in 2020, right? The school year ended differently than we had hoped. We didn't get to say goodbye to our teachers and our friends. We were stuck at home for a really long time, right? You might have had a little bit of worry about everything that was going on because we didn't all know exactly what was happening. And then school started differently. You started with a Chromebook and you had to learn how to do Schoology. How do I do my classes online? How do I do my assignments? How do I turn this in? And your teachers had to do the same thing. You met all your new friends and all your teachers on Zoom. That seems crazy. It's a little different, maybe a little irritating to you. But now we have something beautiful. We have wonderful classes with great teachers. And look at all the things you guys have learned to do because you didn't give up. So here's my question for you. How will you find something beautiful in difficult circumstances? Because remember, I told you, maybe I didn't tell you. I'm going to tell you now. Goodness exists all around us. and it's waiting to be noticed. So when you're having a rough day, I know I was on the struggle bus this morning, but you know what? I'm going to find the good in today. And it's a choice. I'm going to have to choose it to find the good. Maybe somebody's irritating to you, or, oh my goodness, I forgot my water bottle, or, oh my goodness, I didn't get my homework done. It's going to be okay. We're going to take some deep breaths. We're going to make it through today. Ask for help. That's okay. Because you know what? You probably can't read my shirt. Hang on. Mistakes happen. They do. But you got to have that growth mindset and keep going. So be like an oyster to create a beautiful pearl out of a difficult circumstance. So, Miss Tazi, have you ever had a time when maybe you were on the struggle bus and it was hard?
I have. And you know what I've noticed is that, first of all, I really needed this admit one. So thank you. But oftentimes mornings can be very difficult. I mean, for a lot of people. And when there might be a mistake or an issue that happens in the morning, sometimes we allow it to set the tone for our entire day and ruin our entire day. And you're exactly right. Mistakes do happen and we have to find that grit. So when something goes wrong in the morning, whether you woke up late or your alarm didn't go off or you had to get rushed out of the house, whatever it is, that it feels like it sets the day that now we're in a rush, we're in a bad mood, we're upset, whatever it is remember in the grand scheme of things, that one little moment, don't let it define your entire day, because that's just one little thing. You're going to get to school. Even if you're a few minutes late, you're going to get here. It's okay. Just take a deep breath.
That's right. And how are you going to find your pearl today? That's what we're going to ask ourselves today. And hey, if I see you in the hall, or maybe even your teacher or Miss Tazi, somebody may ask you, if you're having a rough time, how are you going to find a pearl today? So hopefully you'll know what that means, because we've got to do that. Otherwise we're going to get really down. That's and it's hard to get back up, but you can do it.
That's exactly right.
All right.
All right. Well, I have now figured out how to correctly share the screen. I was having a difficult time a couple minutes ago, Mrs. Mann, but I think that I've got it now.
You didn't give up.
I did not give up. I haven't done this in a while. Mr. Hine usually does this. He does a fantastic job. He does it every morning, so he is very efficient at it. Miss Tazi is not so much, but I've got it now. All right. Mrs. Mann, are you ready to hear our corny joke of the day?
Of course, ready to laugh.
Okay. Why couldn't the pony sing a lullaby?
I don't know.
Because she was a little horse.
Oh, that one's good. You know, laughter is good for the soul. It helps our day. Find the humor.
I agree. Start off that day with a laugh.
Right.
I love that we do corny jokes of the day. All right. It is time for our pledges. If you will quietly stand up and put your right hand over your heart. Remember, we're only going to be doing the student creed on Mondays now. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And the Oklahoma flag salute. I salute the flag of the state of Oklahoma. Its symbols of peace unite all people. You may be seated and get ready for your moment of silence. During this time, you may reflect, meditate, pray, or engage in other silent activity. Thank you. Mrs. Mann, are you able to help me launch today?
Oh, I'm ready.
Awesome. All right, let's make it a great day, Lakeview. It is the first day of October, so let's have a great month of October. We are
Lakeview.
We are not
average.
We will strive
for the Miller 5.
And whatever it takes, we will
grow.
3, 2, 1.
LIftoff.
Have a great day, everybody.
Bye, Lakeview.